And we are starting with some pretty big news that is rocking Hollywood. The Academy Awards will be leaving their home at ABC Network for YouTube. This all starts not tomorrow, not next year, in 2029. Okay, so they're gonna ride out their contract with ABC. It's being reported that YouTube's parent company, Alphabet, outbid any other offers for the exclusive airing rights with a staggering 9-figure sum. All right, so YouTube CEO Neil Mohan says that by partnering with the Academy, he hopes to inspire a brand new generation of creativity and film lovers, just all online. So what do we make of this monumental change?
All right,
to the Oscars?
Okay, my first thought was, of course, adapt or die, right? This is kind of the equivalent of a brick and mortar store saying, you know, we don't want to have an online component. It's like, listen, everybody's shopping online, you have to have online and you can still be brick and mortar. So I think the traditional and the new. But then I read this really great article in Variety, and it's not about that at all. It's really about freedom. The Academy for years has been at odds with the traditional television model as to how long it can be, how long the speeches are. You know, they're always rushing people in their speeches, cutting certain categories from the live broadcast. So this was actually the Academy's way of saying, no, we want complete control and freedom of our show, for it to be as long as it can be, to have every single category broadcast live so everybody can be there. But then I was also thinking about, when you take off the guardrails, it sounds good until you think about all of these creatives heading up to that stage, knowing that they don't have to worry about what the traditional television is going to say or think or cut off if they start talking about, say, Donald Trump or Palestine, right? So I'm interested to see how the people who are there are gonna treat this new model where they're like, oh, we don't have to worry about ABC anymore. We can just do whatever we want.
But here's where it doesn't make sense to me, because you could still have a broadcast version of the show that airs on traditional television and have a different thing that airs on YouTube. Like, because nobody wants more Academy Awards. Like, they don't want the thing to be longer, but they do want to watch, I think it's still important to watch traditional Hollywood movies get celebrated. I think this is where we actually, to me, I'm devastated by this news.
Why?
Because I think that there's something, first of all, YouTube is a lot of trash. And to me, I think that there's something about this messaging about going over there that really, really says to me about, it marks a demise in Hollywood and Hollywood movies. I might be over-exaggerating this, but there was a time when Oscars and watching them, like, really, really meant we were all together. We had watched the movies together.
But we don't watch TV like that anymore.
I know that, but I think part of the reason why we don't do that is because of YouTube.
But,
so I'll stop there for a moment.
But you raise an interesting point about why wouldn't we have a main broadcast feed and a YouTube feed. But most people in the US are watching YouTube on their TV screens anyway. Most people aren't differentiating between watching YouTube on their phone and watching it on a TV. And to me, this is all about merging the entertainment ecosystem with the creator ecosystem. Who does my kid look up to? YouTube creators. He's fallen in love with this guy named Mark Rober, who has millions and millions of followers. So my thinking is this: they're trying to recruit new viewers to the Oscars. This show has been on its deathbed since the mid-90s. That's when viewership peaked. It's not a money-making venture anymore. They're trying to bring in the new. So might they use creators to provide a live stream second screen experience? Why? You could still watch.
Listen, I appreciate that your very young child watches TV differently than I did. But listen, they have to adapt today. They can't wait. Listen, when I was your child's age, I was not watching the Academy Awards.
But I don't either. To be clear,
I didn't start watching well into my 20s. They have to adapt today. The ratings are dipping every single year right now.
I think we sound old if we diminish YouTube creators and the power that they bring. And you could have multiple streams of the same broadcast and bring in multiple new groups of viewers.
Can we not just have it on the platform and not include the streamers and let the streamers do what they do and let it die?
I don't know. I think we're all making assumptions, but yes, the move to streaming is simply to follow the technology for sure. And same thing, my daughter doesn't watch traditional television. I mean, I make her watch The Social on CTV. Okay, but she watches YouTube on our television. When you ask her what
part of the problem, parents. Sorry, you keep going, but this is part. This to me, this is not allowed in our house, and I'm not trying to judge you, but I've seen this happen in households. For us, we still make movie night a night where we actually watch the movie. We don't watch YouTube on our TVs because, to me, TV is still important. We work in this domain. Don't we want to hold it up?
Yes, we're also streaming on Crave.
I know we are. Correct.
Because we have to adapt.
And YouTube.
We have to
that
adapt.
train
Here's
has
the
left
bottom
the
line for me.
station.
The problem I have is, and this is going to be a big experiment. We don't know how this is going to go. We do know that the ratings for the Oscars have been going down, down, down. We know that the demographic of who is watching the Oscars is getting older and older and older. There's a thing called death. We're all going to die. And the younger generation, they are not watching the Oscars the way that maybe we used to. The question I have is, when they go over there, will the thing that we grew up with, which is appointment television, must-see TV, there's only a handful that exists now. Maybe the Super Bowl, maybe the Oscars.
Even the NFL has done a deal with
Even
YouTube.
so my
boxing
point
has come
is,
back.
does appointment television as we know it, the way it used to exist on television, will that translate to the very landscape that created fragmentation? That is online life. We don't know.
We don't
I
know.
know,
don't
we'll have to
know.
wait and see, but
We
I
don't
think
know.
it's a smart move. I think it's a smart move. All right.